Hello everyone, this is Crota continuing my cast from my laptop. A little bit of a business trip still going on. And just wanted to say this is going to be game one in a series between Obsidian and Polt. Let's go ahead and jump into game one. Obsidian versus Polt here on Cloud Kingdom. Polt spawning as the blue Terran player on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, TSL's Polt spawning on the bottom left hand side of the map as the red Zerg. Zerg versus Terran, and hopefully we'll be able to go through all of the separate matchups while I'm casting. Now, I am trying to line up a little bit of contacts, but right now I'm in the middle of a typhoon, so yes, a lot of rain is falling. Still getting used to Taiwan weather. I think the worst part of traveling is that, for me, I don't speak the language, but I look like I do. So a lot of the times people will start, come up to me, or I'll be eating at a restaurant and I'll need something and I'll look up the waiter and go, I have no idea what to say. So yeah, unfortunately I do need to work on my Mandarin, and we're going to see Obsidian now scouting out with a rather early drone. Now the reason why you want to scout out with this early of a drone is you want to figure out if your opponent is playing a straight up game. Now, if your opponent is playing up a straight up game, then that early drone doesn't really do very much, as it's not really going to be able to spot anything very important. But later on, or if you spotted that your opponent wasn't going a straight up game, perhaps you couldn't find the barracks inside the base, or something was just out of the ordinary, you want to be able to react and respond accordingly. Now, Obsidian is just wandering around with this one particular drone, getting in some damage onto some SCVs. Very nice split there by Polt, making sure that the one SCV doesn't take too much critical damage, as Obsidian is just going to be walking around with this drone. Now what you see coming in from Obsidian is a quick scout, making sure that there is no gas being placed down. Now, at this point, Polt really only has two options. Polt could either go for a 1 racks expand, or go for a 2 racks, one of those racks being a proxy rush. But I think Obsidian had a good idea. He took a look at the number of SCVs that were mining away inside the base and pretty much goes, okay, you're going to be going for a 1 racks expand. I'm pretty sure of it, and I'm just going to simply retreat, return home, and then we'll play a nice economic game. Spawning pool is being placed down already. You can see 3 drones already on gas on that extractor now. And Obsidian's pretty much going to be playing a little bit defensively. He may try to use some Zerglings for map control, which is standard play, but he doesn't want to try to take too much of the map. He wants to utilize that larva inject. He wants to get as strong of an economy as he can, and also prevent his opponent from getting too strong of economy. And this is a weird situation for Zerg players. Zerg players normally want to take up a third base sometime at least before the 8-minute mark, depending if you're trying to go for a fast or a slower third. But this third base is very, very exposed against a Terran player. Not only do you have to worry about just more surface area in terms of ground, Hellions make a very, very strong push on a map like this. Obsidian does have an Overlord in position here. I like the placement on this Overlord. The Overlord's getting into position much more quickly and able to park itself there and pretty much keep track if any units will be moving out. Obsidian did see that there was that command center. He knows pretty much that there's not much Polt can really do in terms of aggressive attacking, and now we are going into double queens. Now, Zerg players could try to go for an extra queen, which is very, very effective against Hellions. The reason why it's so effective against Hellions now is that queens have the same attack range as the targeting range of a Hellion. So even though the queen has a little bit of a difficult time taking down a Hellion, through attrition, through that range, the queen can actually destroy the Hellion and minimize the amount of damage that it will do. Obsidian now deciding to transition into roaches, and we're going to see Zerglings and an Overlord keeping track of the minimap and keeping track of map control. Polt with a curious position on the bunker here, meaning that Zerglings, if they try to run up, will most likely get caught in this position here and not be able to run back down. Also, it does cover all of these SCVs that are mining away at the natural expansion as well. No real transitions coming in from either of the players. Zerglings are making their way out across the map, and we are going into double Hellions off of the reactor at the factory. Polt is going into that triple rack style. He does have a tech lab, most likely will be adding another tech lab and a reactor there, being able to double train up Marauders and Marines, and we'll see how many roaches will be utilized. And I love this play by Polt. I'm not sure how exactly he knew, but Obsidian just now getting 9 roaches, and those Marauders will pretty much counter those roaches very, very easily. Banelings also being added, Zerglings in position off here, and Obsidian looking to do a little bit of a 2-base timing aggression, as the Hellion is going to quickly come down here, see that there is no hatchery, and I like this play by Polt. Polt is going to see, you know what, you are not expanding, that means that you're going to be aggressive. Zerg players normally have a 3rd base by now. I need to come back, I need to play defensive, and I need to make sure that any damage that you deal is pretty much minimized. Oh, Zergling's now trying to run around. Roach is going to be able to get easy attacks here as the Hellions are now split up. Oh, this could be very bad news for Polt. Polt in a dangerous situation. Units are going to be added. There are Marauders in position. Roaches need to engage. Where are those Hellions? Roaches are going to get in position. Here you go. Banelings are going to be added. And this could be really, really bad news as the Banelings are now walking forward. And they could be able to get in a lot of easy damage there. The Banelings, however, getting caught behind their own roaches. And this is absolutely bad, bad news. Banelings completely melting away one bunker. But that is not a good trade whatsoever. The Banelings are now simply just going to walk in here. Oh, a horrible trade by Obsidian. Not exactly sure what's going on, but the front door has been broken. Roach is now going to engage here. Banelings, why are they not going up against the SCVs? Not exactly sure. Banelings are going to be crashing in, taking on a little bit more units there. But Obsidian really making a tragic, tragic mistake in not getting a lot of damage dealt. Let's take a look at the worker kill count. Only 3 workers killed here, as Polt is going to be able to hold off this attack. And wow, I really would have imagined that Obsidian would have dealt a lot more damage. SCVs are going to finally fall here, but those Banelings could have dealt much, much more damage. Zergling's now able to surround, take down some of these SCVs as well. The worker kill count is now up to 17. Alright, so Obsidian with a very strong follow-up, getting in a lot of damage, as the Banelings and Zerglings are now once again running forward. This is all off of Tier 1, folks. A max Tier 1 pressure. Banelings taking down the supply depot as well, as it does get destroyed here. And oh, one Marauder. Baneling could detonate right there. Yes, it is going to detonate, taking down some of those units. But it looks as though the Zerglings are not going to be able to finish this up. To take a look at the worker kill count, 26-0, 34 drones, 24 SCVs, as the Zerglings are still filing across the map, getting in some easy damage, and now Polt able to fend it off. Alright, so some good aggression, or some good defense by Polt. I had really thought that Obsidian invested a lot, but didn't get as much damage as I would have liked to have seen. The Marines are upgraded 1-0. They do have stim, no combat shield. Currently supply block at 54/54, as we are now going into a heavy round of drones by Obsidian. 43 drones, 28 SCVs. Very, very nice. Now, what is Obsidian's follow-up play going to be? It will be Aspire. So Mutalisk now looking to come in and do a little bit more harassment. I like this follow-up. I like this change, as Polt is going to be trying to do a little bit of aggression, but the double spine crawlers with a queen on the front door pretty much going to shut down a lot of the harassment here. Now, I did mention that Zerg players in general have a hard time defending this third, and it looked like Obsidian's strategy is to simply say, you know what, I'm going to do a 2-base play, but 2-base play against a 2-base Terran, its power does tend to fall off very, very quickly. The Marauders and the Marines are going to be 1-1 upgraded, combat shield nearly ready, concussive shell not quite as much. I don't see any medevacs though, so this is going to be a straight up tier 2 push with Hellions, Marines. We are finally going into the starport now, as the units are now making their way out across the map. That is a lot of Hellions to clean up a lot of Zerglings. That could be very effective, especially as we see the Zerglings and the Overlord is going to spot this rather large army. Alright, Zerglings are going to be ready to go. There you go, there's a scanner sweep. There's another spine crawler trying to be at the Marauders and the Marines trying to engage, and oh, Zerglings and Banelings going to try to do a surround. Banelings do a detonation onto some of those Marauders. Not a good trade, but still going to be effective enough. And now we see the Hellions are trying to make their way in. We can see that there are Mutalisks here. Mutalisks are trying to finish off these Hellions. Zerglings need to get into position. They are not doing that great of a job. And Polt, inside the main base, going to take down a lot of drones here. Already up to 6 kills, trying to run away. It looks like all the drones are going to be lining up, but it doesn't matter as the Mutalisks get into position. Alright, for some reason, some of those Mutalisks are deciding to not flap their wings. Not quite sure how or why StarCraft physics works the way it does. Maybe if I move it away and move it back. Nope, yep, there you go. Alright, so Mutalisks now looking to push back in once more. There are a lot of Marines. There are some siege tanks down here as well. And we are going to see Obsidian try to continue his pressure once more, but he is behind in overall supply. Hellions still wandering around in the middle of the field. Mutalisks and Hellions do have the same movement speed, except for the Mutalisks can cut those corners a little bit better. Also better acceleration, as all of those Hellions are pretty much going to try to run all the way back home. Will they be able to get back home is the question. It looks like Polt is driving them home. Supply depots are down. Garage door is down, and now the Mutalisks can only harass the main. There is not many missile turrets, no missile turrets at all. Marines are now making their way over. The Marines are upgraded 1-1. Very effective against those Mutalisks, as those Mutalisks are now forced to back off. Polt with a much larger army, it appears, yes. Much larger army, and we are about even in terms of overall workers. At the 16-minute mark, Obsidian is taking up his third base. This is significantly later than most Zerg players would like to take it, and now we see why. Obsidian down by 10 supply, even though he did deal a lot of damage early on. Polt's macro simply phenomenal, being able to train up a lot of units only off of a couple of reactors. You can see that there was a reactor swap here, getting into a lot of units. Siege tanks, medevacs, Hellions, Marauders now regrouping once more. Where are these Mutalisks going? The Mutalisks going to go straight up inside the main base again, taking down one of the refineries. A second refinery could get taken down as well, getting in some easy splash damage, taking down some of these SCVs. No splash damage onto an SCV, as Marines and Marauders coming back over off of a stim in order to get in position and defend. Ooh, Banelings now burrowing in the mineral line. That is going to be very effective. It deals a lot of damage, and perhaps if we do get into level upgrade, that is going to be even better, as the Marines now pushing back the Mutalisks once more. Zerglings are going to be doing a nice retreat. Obsidian does have his third base up, but there's nothing really going on here, as the Banelings are on a roll and will be able to perhaps catch some of these units in transit. Mutalisks, are we going to have some burrowed Banelings? Yes, there are some burrowed Banelings in position. Mutalisks are going to try to engage, and oh, they need to back away. This could be very, very bad news. Where are those Banelings going to be in the right position is the key question. Oh, detonate. There you go. A beautiful, beautiful Baneling detonation, taking down some of those units, as the siege tanks are now going to get in position in order to start blasting away up on the high ground. Marines, Marauders in position here. A lot of Marines being left behind, as the Mutalisks unable to really engage since there are so many Marines. What was this? Polt getting cleaned up completely, and now the more worrisome part is that the medevacs are going to get taken down. Medevacs move very slowly, 2.5 compared to the 3.75, and that is an additional 8 supply loss, as Obsidian now takes the lead. Banelings quickly getting just detonated there, as the Marines are now coming back over. Oh, SCV is getting caught in transit. Polt is in trouble here. He's now down to 87 supply. Obsidian with one beautiful engagement. Looks like he is going to be able to just stop this base from going down once more. Command center about to fall. Orbital command, orbital command, as the Marines are now going to try to engage here. Zerglings are back over here, and it is now a 3-base Zerg, with the main bases nearly mined out against a 2-base Terran, and all Polt can really do is sit inside his main base. Muto is now looking to push in. It looks like all the Marines are up on the high ground. That is not going to be good news at all, as those Zerglings may be able to crash in this front door. Supply depot could burn down here in just a moment. No SCV comes over just in time. Mutalisk now looking to perhaps do a little bit more harassment, switching between the front door and the main base. Anytime that there is a long walking distance, but a short flying distance, that is a great opportunity for Mutalisk to deal damage. And here you go. The Mutalisk now going after some of these SCVs. Marines are now making their way in as a large group of Marines are in the center here. Oh, banelings are going to get detonated. No real splash damage dealt at all as the Zergling running straight to their death. Alright, 19 Mutalisk now trying to engage, and oh, this could be a slaughter. Obsidian losing about another 4 Mutalisk with no real retaliation whatsoever. We are going to see an engagement here. Zergling's not coming in. The Marines are trying to back away. Medevacs are getting destroyed. Banelings finding their target. And Polt being forced to pull back here. You can see Banelings are now finding the target again. And the Mutalisk have just almost reached critical mass, but there are now a lot of Marines coming in. Obsidian, if he wants to put the nail in the coffin, needs to transition into infestors and utilize some fungal growth play. Fungal growth pretty much will shut down all of these Marines from being able to utilize their high movement speed while stimmed. And now we'll see what these Zerglings will be doing here. A long Congo line of units are reinforcing. Polt needs to throw everything into this next attack in order to perhaps pull out even. And here we go, Zerglings are going to engage. Mutalisks are now coming in as well. Medevacs, both sides fighting. The Mutalisks are just swarming together. And those Marines who are upgraded 2-2 simply dealing too much damage, and now soon to be 3-3. So even though Polt has the smaller supply, he does have a very, very effective army with those 3-3, essentially 3-3 upgraded Marines and Marines. Banelings now trying to make their way in. Banelings, oh, Medevacs are pulling up. One Medevac does get shot down. Another Medevac could get shot down here. It looks like the Medevacs are going to take all that critical damage, and now Polt behind by about 60 supply. That is not good at all. Orbital Command now trying to finally be landed here in the center portion. We see additional bases are being taken by Polt, but that is so far into the center portion of the map that I believe Obsidian could punish that in just a matter of seconds. 54 drones, 40 SCVs. The Marines are back or able to push those units once more. 11 Marines, all with 3-3 upgrades, dealing the majority of the damage here. And here we go, Banelings are now trying to make their way in. Are they going to be able to do any critical splashing? Yes, some damage is dealt there. SCVs now fighting back as well. Marines are now making their way over. 3-3 upgraded Marines. SCVs taking a lot more damage than they should be. And Obsidian doing a great job in this game. He is not trading efficiently any longer, but he pretty much knows that he has this game already. Polt gonna be forced to lift off this orbital command, already taking a lot of damage here. Marines now making their way over once more. The Mutalists are gonna catch this base, deal some damage over here as well, take out some units, and now where are those reinforcements? The Marines trying to finish off those Mutalists, and I believe Polt is going to say GG here in just a moment. He doesn't have any more units left on the field. 18 SCVs, and Marines are now trying to finally make their way over. No more mining coming in whatsoever, and Polt able to push those units away once more. So Polt really hanging on with only 44 supply left compared to Obsidian's 110. And Obsidian now going once again heavy into Banelings. You can see Baneling production 13. Alright, Obsidian now with a very impressive 70 supply advantage. How is he going to be able to close the door on this game? He cannot let this game get away from him. If he does, he will be kicking himself. It is still 2 bases essentially mining against 2 bases, so Polt doesn't feel too far behind, even though there is a very, very drastic difference. Now here we go, Zergling, Baneling now pushing in once more. Baneling's going to find their target. Baneling just taking down multiple Marines. There they go. The Marines are now going to be pushing back again. And now the Orbital Command going to be taking a little bit of damage. No, Mutalisk going to get taken down with the Marines' range of 5. Alright, Obsidian perhaps with too many drones over here at this base. Yes, way too many drones over here at that base. Zerglings and Mutalisks still sitting in the center here. Transfusions coming in from the Queen. So beautiful play, and we are not seeing the typical Zerg late game with Hive Tech. Zerglings now trying to, are they going to be able to make a move in? Yes, it looks like they will be able to do exactly that. The Zerglings are now all just chasing those Marines. There is no missile turret here, just simply too many numbers, too many units. The Banelings and the Zerglings need to re-engage. There you go, let's take down some of those Marines and finish this off. It looks like the Marines will end up getting surrounded. The SCVs once again coming off the mineral line. So many workers killed, 89 workers killed in this game, and Obsidian gonna take another orbital command, essentially making it 1 base to 2 now. Actually, or is it? Nope, there's the GG. So Polt losing game 1 in this series. A really just interesting game going back and forth. And Polt, I really thought, did a really good job just trying to stay alive. He traded very efficiently. Unfortunately for him, Obsidian just had too much of a lead, too many bases, and that initial 2-base play coming in from Obsidian is something that I haven't really seen from Zerg players in quite a while, utilizing only tier 1 tech. He had roaches, he didn't even have movement speed on either of those Banelings or those roaches, still able to deal a lot of damage. I think if Obsidian was a little bit more effective in that initial push, he would have dealt more damage, and then Polt may have GG'd a little bit earlier. Polt able to claw his way to stay in the game, but simply took too much damage early on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1.